Hello, fellow Hyrulians! I am your guide, the Hyrule Historian, and happy Zelda Month! It is 2018, and Zelda Month is back. And to celebrate Zelda Month, I have decided to actually start up a new series, which is simply known as Let's Talk Zelda. Now, for this series, I will be going over the lore, the mysteries, and different scenarios that could happen in the Zelda universe. But at the same time, to kind of start things off, I just wanted to kind of go over the world of The Legend of Zelda. For any newcomers, some people don't really focus on the lore as much, and so I just wanted to give a basic guide to what The Legend of Zelda actually is, and pretty much keeping the spoil rates down, where I don't really ruin the games for anyone, but at the same time, I wanted to put something together to where newcomers to the series can actually understand what The Legend of Zelda is based around, and where you can just jump in within certain points of the timeline, even though a lot of you may not be here for the lore, but at the same time, it would give you an idea of where to start if you are interested in the lore and the mysteries to the games. And that is something else I wish to go over, is my top 3 Zelda games that I would recommend to you guys. So one last thing before we get started, and that is, if you guys have any questions or any comments about this video and wish to ask anything about the Zelda series, please let me know in the comments below. I will answer as much as I can. And as well, this is a series not only to talk about Zelda, but to keep connected with you guys, where we can continue to talk about this series that we enjoy, and in case we come up with any new scenarios, we may end up talking about those in a future video. But for now, I also apologize if some of these videos will be coming out slow. I'm finishing up a few things, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the rest of these Zelda Month videos, since there will be a few more of these lined up. But enough with that, it's time to get this adventure started. Now, in the magical kingdom of Hyrule, you play as a young man known as Link. Now, ever since Hyrule was created, there was a need for a hero. This hero is you, aka Link, aka whatever you decide to name him, since that was the main purpose early on. There was trying to be a link between you and the game, or the world. Now, as before, Link is the hero and has been reincarnated multiple times anytime the kingdom really needs a hero, which in return, after Link goes through his main quest, he can then go on his own adventures, which leads to several side games, which they do connect to the main story. However, there are connected to only the certain heroes depending on the games, such as Link from Ocarina of Time continues on to going to Majora's Mask, or the Link from Link to the Past continues on to Link's Awakening in the Oracle games. Now, several of these are side games, but they add new worlds, new lands, and multiple new areas to go on adventures. New adventures means new people and new villains. Now, when it comes to villains, the main villain of the series is known as Ganondorf, but most people know him as Ganon. Ganondorf normally tries to go after the holy relic known as the Triforce, which once obtained will grant any wish that your heart truly desires. However, Ganondorf is not the main villain of every game, since most games may take place with the Wind Sorcerer Vati, a Twilight Sorcerer known as Zant, or a possessed mask known as Majora. There are quite a few more villains within the series, however those are only a few. Now, the main thing is Ganondorf wants the holy relic known as the Triforce. However, the Triforce is made of 3 pieces, which each piece stands for power, wisdom, or courage. Ganondorf normally gains the power of power, and with the others goes to Link and Princess Zelda. However, the Triforce is also given to the Hylians by the gods Din, Nehru, and Feor. It is also noted that there is a goddess known as Hylia, which watched over while the other goddesses created the land of Hyrule. Now finally there is Princess Zelda. Now depending on the game, it depends on her role, since she's not seen in all games. In some games, she only helps advance the story or opens a new section for the map. In others, she is a key role that she sometimes helps you throughout the adventure. And in some, she is there just for being the main princess that you have to rescue. Besides that, she's sometimes going to want you to do key quest elements that involves helping her protect the Triforce, or to go collect a few key items to advance the story. Besides that, there's not really much more to say. Now, if you are new to the series, there are 3 games that I would recommend to you to help you getting started. This is to help you with just understanding the world of Zelda, or if you are interested in any of the lore. I would also like to point out, within the 20 plus Zelda titles, most of these games are exploring and dungeon crawling with that puzzle solving mechanic. And if you enjoy other styles, you can also enjoy playing the Four Swords games, which is more level based, where you can always go back and play your favorite area and to have that replayability. But then there's also games such as Hyrule Warriors, in case any of you are familiar with Dynasty Warriors. It has that sort of feel to it, and that game is also something you can try out, since it doesn't really take place in the timeline for the lore purpose, and it's just a game to pretty much have fun and to get used to the different characters, since it kind of jumps from era to era, where you can actually experience Hyrule in a different way. But now it is actually time to talk about my 3 recommended Zelda games. And of course, the first one is the newest one at this time, and that is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, even though that this game has been out for 2 years, there is still so much to do with it, and there's just so much more to explore, and this is a game that you can easily pick back up at any time. Not only does it give you the freedom to explore at your own pace, but if you end up finding any hard sections of the game, you can always come back to it at any time once you find better equipment, and you don't really have to just follow a story. However, the story is optional, and that is by going to the 4 main dungeons and facing off with Ganon at Hyrule Castle. Now, if you have played any other Zelda games before, you will actually notice a lot of the same landmarks. And this is interesting to a lore point of view, since a lot of the landmarks are the same from past Zelda titles, and you can actually even start by learning what the landmarks are in Breath of the Wild and going off to other Zelda games, and then later picking Breath of the Wild back up and actually understanding where you are within the world, since there are quite a few landmarks from Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, and even Twilight Princess. Although you don't really need to know all of that, since Nintendo enjoys throwing references everywhere within Breath of the Wild, and that's pretty much where most of the places gets their names, is by just a reference to a past Zelda game. However, there are quite a few landmarks that actually has the structure as it was within a past game, besides just the name itself. Now, I would like to make this clear in that this game is open world. You can pretty much go where you want, when you want, after completing the tutorial, and there is just still so much to do and experience for yourself. However, there are a few things that I would like to point out, which you can try as well while on your adventure. One, you could pretty much travel the way you want by paragliding, horseback riding, or going by foot. And pretty much, if you have the right equipment, you could go up waterfalls, you can start swimming fast, or even traveling by a sand sill, if that makes any sense. However, there is also plenty of side quests to go around, since you can pretty much help anyone in any tribe. However, you may want to watch out for the more suspicious characters. That's just an extra heads up. You can also snowboard on your shield whenever you wish to do that. Finally, you can play hide and seek with the Koroks, the forest people of the Lost Woods, and pretty much upgrade your bag to carry more supplies such as weapons, shields, or bows. You don't have to find all of them since that's not really necessary. It's just more of a task if you want to learn the big secret after finding all 900 plus Koroks. As I've mentioned, not necessary. But those are a few things that you can do within Breath of the Wild. Now, when it comes to the Legend of Zelda series, you're not going to see much multiplayer, unless you look at the Four Swords titles or Triforce Heroes. And when it comes to the second game that I would recommend, I would honestly recommend Triforce Heroes, since it's one of the newest multiplayer Zelda titles, and as well, it's so much more laid back than the other Zelda games. And whenever playing with friends, just expect the chaos that is about to happen, since that would be the main time that it's no longer relaxing and you can see who wants to get things done, who wants to mess around, and who just wants to play just to have fun. Now, honestly, there are a lot of collectibles, such as the different outfits, since this is the Zelda game that has more of a comedic feel to it, and this takes place in a land called Hytopia, which is just another kingdom nearby Hyrule, and this kingdom focuses more on fashion than anything, and so you can expect unlocking countless of outfits for your characters. And there are a lot of funny and different styles of things to do as well, since all the different emotes and just the different abilities that comes with each outfit. Not only that is that you can dress your character up as Princess Zelda or a Zora or even Tingle. I mean, there's just so many different options and references from the other Zelda games. And honestly, this is where the fun actually is, since this is the game that is more level based, so you can go back and play through your favorite levels multiple times and complete several challenges as well. And there is a single player if you like the more laid back style gameplay. However, this is a game more for puzzles and mini dungeons than anything, and the story is still just pretty much straightforward, so just let the chaos unravel, since there will be plenty of that within this game. So enjoy. So the last game that I am going to recommend is more of a classic Zelda game, and it is the Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Now, even though this one is more cartoonish and throws a few people off with its graphics, it is pretty much the closest that you are going to get to a beginning level Zelda title, and it has pretty much most of what you would expect of a Zelda game to have. It is surrounded by a story, so you have to go through certain dungeons that it lays out for you throughout the story and places to go. However, since the Wind Waker is also more exploration as well, since this is when Hyrule was flooded, you can actually explore the different islands whenever you want, and after you pretty much go halfway through the game, you are given the option of going to the different dungeons in whatever order you want. However, this is the game with the fewest dungeons, so the puzzles are pretty much straightforward. Beat enemies, find a switch, find keys to open up the locked doors, and find the key items, beat the boss, rinse and repeat. It's pretty much straightforward, and the great thing about this is once you are done with the dungeons, you can take up different side quests or play several mini games and go explore all the different islands and just pretty much have your own adventure. There's just so much to do here, and even though the farther you get in the story, the more things that would change, and there are a lot of more memorable characters in this game, and that is another reason why I would actually recommend Wind Waker, and you can experience Hyrule in a different way, since, like I said, this is a Hyrule that was completely flooded, and this is the era of the Great Sea. So guys, there are my 3 Zelda games that I recommend. There's just still so much more to them, so it's your choice now, since there is still just plenty more of exploration, messing with friends, and tons of adventure. So your choice. As well, I hope you guys understand a little bit more of the Zelda universe. In this video, I didn't want to spoil anything, since I know there are quite a few newcomers, and I just wanted to share the basics of Zelda and see what you guys thought and your guys' opinions. As well, I just wanted to have a small guide for some of you, so I hope you found it useful. Anyways, I wish to also give a special thanks to Peanut Butter Gamer, since he allowed me to use some clips from his Triforce Heroes video. As well, you can find the links to his video and his channels in the description below, so go check him out. So if you also enjoyed this video, do not forget to leave a like. It really does help and lets me know that you guys enjoy these types of videos. As well, do not forget to leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and if you have any questions about The Legend of Zelda, I will answer as many as I can. Also, do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you wish to see more Zelda related videos. And this has been the Hyrule Historian. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Later guys, and happy Zelda month.